show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock.
Welcome to the Oasis, a place where you can find safety and sustenance, if only for a brief moment. The Oasis offers you motivating Mondays, teaching Tuesdays, wonderful Wednesdays, thankful Thursdays, fun Fridays, sizzling Saturdays, and serene Sundays. In a hectic world, the Oasis offers you a calming space to enjoy relief from the noise outside. I am Diana Benskin, the Onyx Wave, the Storm, your host for this evening.
Stop you, yes, when God bless a man. Satan may attack you, yes, when God bless a man. He's gonna back you, yes, when God bless a man. That man must stand, he must stand AI. Who God bless, none can curse. His divine favor man can reverse, even if they do their worst, hey. When God bless a man, nothing must stop you, yes, when God bless a man. Satan may attack you, yes, when God bless a man. He's gonna back you, yes, when God bless a man. That man must stand, he must stand, I say. If you answer his call, he will lift you up. If you fall, hey, hey, hey. If you fall, just give him your all, hey. When God bless a man, should be nobody, nothing must stop you, my friend. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you, yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand, he must stand, I say, yeah. Satan may attack you, my friend. God bless a man. He's gonna back you when God bless Jehovah said he's gonna back you, my friend. Oh yes, oh yes, Satan may attack you. That man must stand. He must stand. Nothing must stop you. Jehovah said he's gonna back you, my friend. Oh yes, oh yes. Satan may try to attack you.
A friendly word of advice to the youths of the nation, and I would like very much if they pay close attention. Though you study hard for your education, you must be full of determination. Finding a job mightn't be so easy. Don't talk about the stumbling blocks you might meet up daily. But you can't give up. No, you can't give up. For your country needs you now. So failure you must not allow. Hold on, press on, hang on, 'cause we push on. Youths of the nation, I'm talking to the youths of the nation. Lo lai lai, bomba bomba do 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 do. And I think that your very first obligation should be pledging your service and loyalty to your country. The youth today is the adult of tomorrow, so discipline is what they must show. Don't throw your life down the drain, I beg you. Try and try and try again, and you're bound to get through. But you can't give up. No, 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 you can't. You just can't give up. For your country needs you now. So failure you must not allow. You got to hold on. You got to press on. You got to hang on. I say push on. Youths of the nation, I'm talking to the youths of the nation. Lai lai do, bomba bomba do 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 do. There are times when you might have to make sacrifices. Times you might find yourself facing a serious crisis. And life may not be looking so bright. If then you must show courage and fight. Turning to drugs is not the answer. You didn't study so hard to be a loser. No, you can't give up. No, 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 you can't. You just can't give up. For your country needs you now. So failure you must not allow. Hold on, press on, hang on, push on. Youths of the nation, I'm talking to the youths of the nation. Lai lai loy, boom 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 boom. It's important that each of you make a contribution Make a serious effort, young man, and you, the young woman. In your hand lies the future of your country. So don't only think about party. After all the time that you spend in college, you think it would be wise now to waste that knowledge. No, you can't give up. No, you can't give up. For your country needs you now. So failure you must not allow. Hold on, press on, hang on. I say push on. Youths of the nation, I'm talking to the youths of the nation. Low lie lie, boom 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 boom. Make yourself a man, gain respect, have ambition. Stand firm, speak out loud, and make your demand. They say man never fails, he gives up trying. I hope the youths and them out there listening. Be proud of yourself and people will be proud of you. Let perseverance prevail in your trust to get through. But you can't give up. No, 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 you can't. You just can't give up. For your country needs you now. So failure you must not allow. Hold on, press on, hang on, push on. Youth of the nation, I'm talking to the youths of the nation.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service says it takes seriously all complaints made against members of the service. During Friday's TTPS media briefing, Inspector Leslie Ann Aguilera Homer of the Police Complaints Division shared how the TTPS approaches investigations involving their members.
The very first thing that the investigator does is contact the complainant. Hence the reason why it is important that we have a good address and contact number where we can reach you. When the complainant comes in, and there have been cases where we go to the complainant and record a statement to determine what they want out of the matter. We have had instances where the complainant wants no further police action, the matter was resolved. It is then forwarded to the ASP, to the disciplinary officer, and the matter is closed.
Meanwhile, Corporal Dane Marie Marshall of the Professional Standards Bureau said the Bureau was established to assist with maintaining transparency within the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
The Bureau focuses on serious police misconduct. This occurs when police officers, without reasonable excuse or justification, willfully neglect to perform his or her duty and or willfully misconducts himself or herself in such a way as to abuse the public trust and bring the police service into disrepute.
There has been an increase in the number of reported police complaints in particular districts. Director of the Independent Police Complaints Authority, David West, shared the information during a virtual live event on Thursday.
From 2017 to 2018, the division, Central Division and Northern Division were the highest divisions that had the most complaints. That would be 78 and 75 respectively. 2018 to 2019 was Central and Northern divisions with 69 and 90 complaints respectively.
Mr. West added that through 2020 to 2021, these two divisions continued to see a higher number of complaints being made against officers. He also shared another startling statistic.
Police fatal shootings, 2017 to 2018 was 28, 2018 to 2019, 35, 2019 to 2020, 66, and 2020 to 2021 was 48.
These statistics for fatal police shootings, the number of complaints, a breakdown of the categories of complaints are shared in the authority's annual reports on their website.
And when I thought that I was reaching somewhere and turning the right heads, that wasn't so. So I decided to go to Professional Standard of Bureau. They took statements from us and they said that they will do the investigations. So then they decided, the young men where I live, everybody came out and was complaining about the same said officer, about the injustice he would do to them, right? And it is alleged, right? But that's what they were saying, the young men and them were saying that this officer gained them up on a gun case and weed case, tying them up in the system because they want them to sell drugs to them, and because they don't want to do it, they pressuring them. So they decided to keep a town meeting tonight, right, for 6:30. When we were thinking that the Commissioner of Police, or at least that wasn't so. Was the same set officers in the Sandy Grande station, together with a handful of strangers, a few people from where we live, and the whole meeting was consistent of a set of police officers. So when we realized, well, we had a cameraman there, right? He was going to do the story. They stopped him and tell him he cannot record anything. He is not on the committee. So we had done a story with CNC3 with Mr. Banwari, and everybody came out and talk and say what was taking place, all what they would have gone through under the hands of the Sandy Grande police, especially the task force unit. When we were thinking that he would have aired the story on CNC3 news for 7 o'clock, they cut it up. So all the pressure and the oppression people were talking about they were going through, it was not aired. So we realized they're trying to, to muzzle us from coming out and letting the public know
what taking place with us. So we had somebody there while we was doing the CNC3 interview. It had a guy there with a good phone, and he recorded everything, and he cut it up in parts for us, and we decided to put it out on TikTok and on social media. So that is how we get a little airplay, and some people would have known what taken place. But then again, the police, the Sandy Grande police station, from the head go right down to the bottom. We realize now they're trying to contain us from the story not going out there. And now our lives are threatened. Because just Monday gone, right? My son was going to work. He's 19 years. He's working with Calco, right? In a gravel pit. And when he crossed the road to wait for the driver who just take him from Grandy to the work point, he was jumped by two men with a knife. So they properly well beat him in front of the station, and somebody jumped in and saved him when they were about to stab him. Now this happened in front Sandy Grande police station. Right? Nobody came out to assist him. And the two men, but my son ended up running, and then the guy who came to pick him up, pick him up half the way, and he left and went to work. And the two men that assaulted him walked normal. They went in the station. They on sign bail. They took the copybook to the station and had it signed by the Sandy Grande police, and they walked out free. And the two men that came after my son, they are known drug men, known gunmen. They have case, they out on bond, and nothing is being done. So I decided I would go and speak to somebody in Professional Standard Bureau. Again, they sent me back to Sandy Grande to speak to the inspector there, which I do so, and the inspector didn't even show no kind of interest as to, all right, something happened. Let me pull the cameras, because the whole of Sandy Grande main road has cameras, to see who, try to attack you so we could make some kind of arrest. Nothing like that was done. And it's only when I put up the officer for abusing my son, which I saw him with my own two eyes and other people saw him, right? My son become public enemy number one. And we trying to reach the commissioner of police. We are trying to meet the assistant commissioner of police. And it's like they're trying to block us. And, we starting to get fed up, we starting to get tired, because the people in the Northeastern settlement and the new settlement, they are being oppressed by these officers. Imagine you have officers coming and bringing marijuana for them young fellas and them to sell, and because they don't want to sell it, they pressurizing them and giving them case and all kind of thing and damaging people's future. And we don't know what to do, and we don't know how to get the story out again, how to get the right heads to turn, because every time we try something, they're blocking us. Tonight, the meeting was a failure because we thought Miss Ulla Christopher would have come out to the meeting, and to our surprise, the only people that was in the meeting was a handful of strangers, a handful of us, because when they heard about the tongue meeting, the drug lord and them started threatening people and tell them anytime they come out to any tongue meeting, they mightn't make it out the road. You understand? So we are being oppressed, ma'am, and we don't know where to turn to, how to turn to, how to turn. But tomorrow, please God, we are trying to go get a few of us. Now, money is kind of limited with us, right? Because people poor and they don't have money. So we are trying to get at least a handful of us to go in front of the commissioner office together with the camera crew, right? Workers' rights, and the name of the camera crew is workers' rights, and so human rights, I think, something like that. I can't remember now. I'm tired. My brains can't really function. I'm so depressed. I'm so unhappy, and I'm frightened for my life. I'm frightened for my son's life, because the police have a tendency, they could just come in your house, which they have done it before, barge in your house without a warrant, allege that you're in gang, and kill you. And that is exactly what happened to my girlfriend's son, a couple houses away from me. It was alleged in a gang. Police came, they take his cameras. When you do hear the shout, they carry him in a room, you hear one shot, bam, murder the boy in cold blood. You understand? So it's a real drama. I'm so afraid that that would happen in my house with my son, because they are alleging that my little son is in a gang. Right? I went to the police. I say, here, what? You all are saying that my son is in a gang. I do not know. I'm a working mother. I work all the way in Port Spain. But if my son is in a gang, I would like to know. So at least I would know how to deal with it. You understand me? So they go ahead saying this child in a gang. My son is working, and look, if he was in a gang, he would not have been living in my house. He would have been leaving the house all hour of the night. I would have seen him coming back home with money and expensive things. And I'm not seeing that. You understand? When he reach work for 7, he ain't coming home until after 8 in the night. And when he come home, he just bathe, eat, and go and sleep for work the next day. He works Monday to Saturday. Right? So I don't understand. So then I tell them, I say, well, if my son in a gang, well, then I in a gang too. Because everybody that is only a legend in gang in the back here, everybody are mother and fathers, and the mother and fathers just talk to each other. So then children in gang, mothers and fathers in gang as well. And I believe they're just using that as a cover-up to pressure these children and them, these young men and women, from, from having a good life, because they want to oppress people. And some of these young men came out and say some kind of things that they would have gone through with the Sandy Grande police. Well, not all, but some of them. It's real hurtful. It's sad. It's like we are living under oppression. Because here it is, this officer beat my son in front of me, literally advantage him, then take him to the station and charge him for resisting arrest. That my son had no chance to resist nobody because it was licks on sight. Then continue now to charge him with resisting arrest and having a knife. When they search him in front of me in the charge room, he had no knife. The only thing that he had on him was his wallet and his cell phone. And he has a case, and he has to appear before the court. And I don't understand now, ma'am. I really do understand. I'm so fed up. I'm so frustrating. I'm tired, but I can't give up. I have to keep on pressing. It's so much that I could just sit down here and cry.
Could we rise again as a nation?
What do you mean, could we rise again as a nation?
Okay, because the state of the country.
What do you mean by the state of the country? I don't understand that. Explain me.
Right, the country have plenty money.
Plenty money?
Yeah.
How you know that? You have to tell me I have a child. Tell me now. How you know that? Gentlemen, thank you for the day. I can't really understand that.
Oh mama, oh yo. My nation is bleeding, yeah. Prophecy unfolding, judgment day coming. I love you still, mommy. When will it end? Tell me, how did we come this way? Oh my Trinidad and Tobago. While the nation still hope and pray, the devil busy, I say. Oh my Trinidad and Tobago. Oh no, I'm feeling the pain for you, mama. Revelation strikes at your corner. Still we are holding on. Your children have lost their way, fighting for survival each day. Oh no, going from dawn till dawn. What is happening to my country? Every day is a sacrifice. Blood flowing like water daily. Lives could be lost at any price. The anthem is now a whisper. Some don't care to stand when it plays. The lawless is now in control, so the good folk going away. Oh, my Trinity. Strange signs all around we are. The hills are alive in a different way. Your babies are dying, brutally I'm seeing, yeah. Could we rise again, come what may, yeah. Oh, the mighty dollar, now cast a spell of uncertainty. Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago. You see, when the rich is getting richer, the poor must remain empty. Oh, my Trinidad, know that they're and Tobago. I say, oh no, people balling for pain and hunger, inflation, cost of living higher, can't get no daily bread. So the youth them on top the hill, somehow their bread basket don't fill. Oh no, so they turn to crime instead. The arms of the state disappointed, still their salaries are daunted. Large increase in the fiscal budget, oil money reach a all-time high. Don't buy no jet for so much of money when the hospitals are in need. Poor people at everyone's mercy, so the hill reacting indeed. Oh no, yeah, the people cry, yeah. The hills are alive in a different way. Them who take in we money must pay for it dearly one day. Could we rise again, come what may? Yeah. How could we truly excel in the midst of all this suffering? Oh my Trinidad. No. And Tobago. Tell me, like Shadow say, poverty is hell, so it seems like the devil is king. Oh my Trinidad. Oh my Trinidad. And Tobago. No. Cocaine and guns in the heart of the ghetto is what we sow, we shall reap tomorrow. Who are we going to blame? Even school children doing crime, well that is a sign of the time. Oh my lord, have we now gone insane? Whilst we kill we own one by one, skyscrapers going up in town, Chinese laborers at the core. This new city some shall see no more. So we have to hold on to CFEP 10 days and must to get along, scraping the bottom of the barrel with all this money in town. My Lord, the hills are alive in a different way. You have to do more for the people, better wages to ease the struggle, yeah. Could we rise again, come what may, yeah. In this abundance of wealth, still the poor people cannot cope. Oh my Trinidad and Tobago, it is a stark reality.
much have given up hope. Oh my Trinidad, oh my Trinidad, and Jamaica. Oh my, oh no, oh no. Some turn to vagrants in the city, homeless children begging have mercy, Lord. Child abuse have risen again. Look like Jean and Dinah come back in tongue. The girls and them singing the song. To survive by any means necessary, dignity gone down the drain. Some say the leaders have failed to do right for one and for all. When there is an imbalance of the scale, then the writing is on the wall. If you ignore the plight of the people, well, the devil shall intervene. It's only divine intervention. I hope you know what I mean. Well, is it true that God is a Trinity with all these crimes in sweet La Trinity? No, no. The hills are alive in a different way.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we await the guest, I am going to bring in Phantom. Good evening, Phantom. How are you doing?
Good evening, everybody. Looking forward to some interesting discussions.
Yes, I'm looking forward. I hope the young lady is not encountering any technical difficulties, but we did a test run on it and she was able to connect previously, but I don't know what's happening with her now. So as I await her, at least I played the clip, to hear
Yes,
what's
yes, yes.
going on. So Gary, what? Talk to me. No party, not
Well,
no ni soca, eh? Now talk to me. What's going on here? Alleged police
it's
brutality. What do you
according
think?
to what I've been hearing from citizens across the country. It's the same story with the frustrations of the police. Not doing their job. They're part of the problem. They mix with the criminals, and there are some guys working very hard within the force, and there are some, as usual in any business, you have the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, but
Mhm.
it has broken down the confidence of the citizens, and it's a bad place to be in when you can't trust the police, which you depend. The police is the guardian angel of your country, and if you can't pick up the phone and call the police for assistance, that's a horrible thing, and we have to fix that. I intend to make as much noise as I can,
Hmm.
about getting it fixed. We
Yeah,
have to keep
because
singing.
e-
We have to keep singing.
even our guests we had the other night, Dr. Gopi Singh, said he almost had a home invasion or it occurred. Right?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
people
Well,
don't feel safe.
lots have been happening, Diana. That has not been
Hmm.
reported. Lots have been happening.
Mm. So what can we do?
Well, we're gonna do what we do best. We're gonna make noise. You could sing. We're gonna sing. You know.
Oh no, I don't. Oh, here she is. I see her. One moment. Let me add her to the broadcast. I see you. A moment. There you are. Ooh, we're very glad and happy that you were able to iron out your technical difficulties. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Very good. Uh, Introduce yourself to the listening audience.
Hi, everyone. Good night. My name is Miss Candice St. Edward from Trinidad.
Okay. And you have a story to tell.
Yes, I
What
do.
is your story, ma'am?
So, my son have been coming home and complaining that he has been harassed on the street by a certain officer by the name. Can I call the name?
Right ahead. I am not liable. You're blocked out. Your camera went off.
She's entitled to state the name, Diana. She's entitled to state it.
Hello,
That's all.
ma'am. But I'm letting her know her camera went off. Touch your camera. Okay, she dropped out. Technical difficulty. Yes, call the name. The world is listening. So let's hope
I
that she
want to
gets back
commend
in.
her for her bold effort. I want to give her all the encouragement.
But
Like I said.
when I hear of stories like this, I glad I don't have no children. Because if I'm not gonna bury my head in the sand, that my son might be allegedly in a gang. But the way I would raise him, he would think twice before he even, because I myself am an original gangster. He ain't want to go in no other gang. The only gang he should be joining is the disciples, and they better be under Jesus Christ. So I'm glad I don't have any children because I couldn't stand. I know me. I know how hot-headed I am. Stand by and you tapping up and clouting up my son. Tory will be arrested. He's not resisting arrest. What you putting your hands on him for? You
No,
know, that's intimidation and advantage.
something
So
is wrong with
I'm
the
not
selection
sure
process.
what's going on with her. Gary, what say you? Let me find out what's going on with her here.
Yeah, yeah. Take your time,
I
find out
think
what's going
it's
on.
the broadcast. Are you hearing me? Hello. Okay.
I'm hearing you.
Phantom seems to be.
I'm hearing you.
Oh, okay. So talk a little on it. I'm trying to find out what's going on
Yeah,
with
yeah.
her.
So listen, it is an ongoing issue where we have a mixture of the police involved. I heard a lot of stories about her location there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not the only location, but there's been a lot. In fact, there's been recent investigations.
Mm-hmm.
With that. In fact, I had speaking of that particular area, I had one lady
Okay, here
that
she
I.
is. Here she is,
Oh,
Gary. Let me
let
add
her roll.
her.
Let her
Let me,
roll.
yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
ma'am, go ahead.
Sorry about that. A call came
That's
in.
okay. That's okay.
Right. So on on Juve morning, I was standing
Mm-hmm.
in Sandy Brandy with my son. We have a festival called Carnival in Trinidad, right?
Why is that Trini?
Oh, okay. So on the 12th of February, that's Juve morning, we were standing in front of a bookstore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my son and his peers, we all were standing there enjoying the Juve morning.
Mm-hmm.
Custom officers went up in a line formation. They spent a little while and they came back down, right? And while they was coming back down, I saw a tall redskin officer came out of formation, walking in the direction of my son, and he was tapping his baton in his hand,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I will stop there and I will forward back to last week, Thursday, the Thursday before Carnival. So the same officers and them who are custom harassing him, somebody managed to take a video of them harassing him, right? And he came home and he showed me the video. So in that video, they were questioning him, searching him, and one of the officers took out his phone and take a picture of him. So upon viewing the video, I said, well, okay, they search him, they do all of that, but then why take a picture of him? So that started playing on my mind. So I got up the Friday morning and I went to the station to speak to somebody in charge, like an inspector or a sergeant, to ask them, well, why is this officer by the name, can I call his name?
Yes.
Right. So by the name Alamiwell Cortez, every time he sees him, he always interfering with him and telling him all kind of degrading things. But unfortunately, I was unable to. Right?
And what may I interject here?
Yeah.
What rank is the Mr. Cortez?
He is an SRP.
An SRP. And
Yeah.
an SRP is what in Trinidad, Gary,
A special reserve police.
A special reserve police.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? So I was unfortunate to get to speak to any of the seniors. So I decided to go down to a professional standard of bureau and lodge a complaint because I keep telling myself, I'm not accustomed seeing police taking your picture. And I spoke to one of my friends who is also an officer, and she said, anytime I see police taking your picture, it's because either they want to set you up or they want to run a background check on you. Right? I said, okay. But I felt uncomfortable. I went to professional standard of bureau. I laid my complaint. They wrote it down. Then they sent me back to Sandy Grande police station. Again, I was unfortunate to speak to anybody. The reason for me going down the road on Juve morning is because I had a kind of guttish feeling that something coming. I didn't know the time nor the hour, but I know something was coming. right? Because remember, this officer, anyway he meet him, he always interfering with him. And my son is only 19 years. So what I was standing there...
I pause for a minute. Interfere. Explain the actions the police officers does while what you coin as interfering with the son.
Well, he would stop him anywhere he see him and just stop the vehicle, search him down, tell him all kind of degrading name, tell him threatening to kill him, call him pests, and that he had to get rid of all of them little pests in the back where we live. So he will refer to him as a pest. And then he would refer to him as that he's in a gang. Right? So when I hear the part about...
does he have this on video or a record of the incident, audio?
What I do have is a video of where they were searching him and taking a picture of him on the Thursday night.
Okay.
Right?
Go ahead.
So when I went to the station to find out, because all right, you're saying my son in a gang. And as I told them, I said, listen to me. I'm a no-nonsense mother. I cannot watch all my children movements, right? And if my son is in a gang, if you all have that kind of intelligence, let me know. So I will know what I deal with in my house, right? I spoke to the person in charge of the task force. His name is Mirage, right? I think he's either a corporal or a sergeant. He took my name, he took my number, he took my son's name, and he told me he will give me a call. I said, okay. So we're going back to Juve mornings. While we were standing in Sandy Grande now, I saw the officer came out of formation and he was tapping the baton in his hands, walking in the direction of my son. So I turned now and I'm looking at him because I saying to myself, they're in a line formation, you come out of the line, but I turn around looking, but I wasn't too close to my son. I was a little distance off where I could have seen my son. Then I see the officer just stretch the baton and hit him in the throat here. So when I see he get the first lash, I run across and I say, what's going on here? What does he do? Then he pull him in. He hit him one to the belly and then he started to beat him on his head. And then
wait. Well, pause a moment. Your son was just standing there doing nothing, loitering, verbally assaulting anyone. He was just standing observing the celebration.
Right. Some of his co-workers, neighbors from around, he wasn't by himself, he was in a group. Okay. Right? And as a matter of fact, the reason why because he was to the back, the reason why he came forward is when he saw me. Right? He come and say, Ma, look me here, I say, yes, I come down the road to check on you. He said, I go look at my friend. So I didn't stay close because I didn't want him to feel uncomfortable.
Understood.
So I stood a little way off. So he could enjoy himself with his peers and I could still monitor him because in my mind, I keep telling myself something not right. So when I saw he hit him in the throat with the baton, and then I didn't actually hear what my son tell him because the music was playing loud. So I just run up one time and I said, what did he do? What hit him for? He just hit him the baton in his belly and then bring him in close and started to beat him on his head. And before long, my son was in the center, about 12 or 13 police officers, and they made a circle around him and he was being kicked and beaten with baton. And I stand up there and I start to bawl and I start to cry. And this said officer holding me back. I said, well, what is he doing here? What is he beating him for? I said, that is my son. I am his mother. The officer face changed. And when they let him up off the ground now and they handcuffed him, there was a neighbor who saw what took place. And he said, officer, but all you wicked, so the fella stand up right there, he didn't do all nothing. And just when they started to beat the fella and they're locking him up too, well, they turn and they start to beat that man and they lock he up too.
Yeah.
Right? So we went now and they break a battle on one of the other fellas because it's two of them get locked up. Right? They start beating the other people who come out and say, well, we see what you do, what you beating the man for. And they lock up my son and the two other fellas and take them to the station. Mind you, I follow them to the station alongside. When we reach in the station, there's a glass in front of the charge room so you could see behind the charge room. When they searched my son, they took out his wallet, and his cell phone. The same officer that caused who started to abuse my son, he hand me the wallet and the cell phone with a smirk, watching man smiling. So I start to quarrel. I say, you happy with what you do? I say, because I see what you do, you know. What is he doing here? He started to quarrel man and run me out of the station. Then the other officer come and tell me, ma'am, you're making it bad for your son. Leave the station and he come back after the festival is over around 10, 11 o'clock. And we may let him go. I said, all right, with a heavy heart, I didn't move. I stand up in front of the station and I tried to tell every one of those officers that was standing in front of the station what I saw Officer Lamuel Cortez did to my son. Nobody.
Can I ask you a question here? Don't lose your chain of thought. How many children do you have?
I have 3 children.
Boys, girls, or boys?
I have 2 boys and 1 girl.
And has anyone in your household ever been in trouble with the law?
No, never. I have a daughter. She's about 27 years. She's a pastor. My eldest son is 32. He lives with his family. And Jabari is the last one. He's 19.
Yeah, and you've never been in trouble with the law. Have they ever had to visit your household for any reason? Disturbance,
Never.
anything like that?
Never.
But this seems.
The young people just came. Have a seat. Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like it's targeted. You said one of the young persons came in. Can you put the individual on now? Good evening, sir. Good evening, handsome. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Denzel Washington in the house here. So, and who are you?
Akil Moses.
And you are related to Candice?
No, just neighbors.
Just neighbors. So you have a story to tell, Akil. Have you ever been in trouble with the law?
No, not really. School fight.
School. Well, I fight in school too. Let me hide behind a bush here. But go ahead. Let me hear you. What do you have to tell my listening audience?
Oh well, we as youths are being targeted by the certain officers of the Saniga and the police station, and we just want some kind of justice. You know, that kind of way. We just want to be like any normal citizen.
And so you should. You should be pursuing liberty and justice and, life, in the pursuit of all those things. You should not be interfered with if you are not, causing any problems with your neighbors and your community, a menace to your society. So are you gainfully employed, or are you in between jobs, or you're looking? What?
In between.
In between. I know the situation in Trinidad and Tobago. So what if you were given an opportunity to speak to perhaps Earl Christopher, Dr. Keith Rowley, Fitzgerald Hines about what is going on with you as a young man in Trinidad and Tobago, what would you tell them?
I will tell them to pay more attention to the youth and what's really going on in their life. Try and check up on the charges, but again, most of the charges is set up case.
So, what would you like to do with your life if you were given an opportunity to pursue it normally without being harassed by this Mr. Cortez? What would you be doing?
I'm a family man. I have 2 kids and a wife, so
You're supporting them, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right? And what else? What would you like to see in your community change?
I would like to see for my community to just be able to be living in peace. They don't have to fear for their life that the police could come and kick down someone's door and kill them and get no injustice, nothing for it, no justice, you understand?
And the world is listening to this young man's request. You, Mr. Cortez, my name is the Storm. My listening audience call me the Storm. When I hear injustice, I just get vexed. And the more you all talking, I boiling under my skin. I could control myself, but when I hear people under pressure because they're not doing anything to cause that, I just get vexed. Right now, I real vex. But you go ahead. Continue.
About the experience he had with them. He would like to tell you about the experience he had with them.
Tell me. Talk and call
Yes,
names. Call
yes,
all the
yes, please.
names.
Yeah, this is the opportunity, please. Go
Call
ahead.
the names. Talk. We have another gentleman listening to you. Call the names.
Well, for the past 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
I've been harassed by the police. Since I living by my mother place, I've been targeted. I move out from my mom, the same thing. Right? I been living by myself with my family about a year and something now, and for that past year and some, the police maybe came by me about 10 times without getting anything, locking me up most of the time and crying me down in the station. It have two officers from gang unit, Maraj.
Let me pause you here a minute. I want you to look at me when you're talking to me. Are you in a gang?
No, I'm not in a gang.
Have you ever been in a gang?
No.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm a working man because I used to work at the hospital as an orderly, but it have a gang leader up here.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And this gang leader, he's working with the police and they are terrorizing gentlemen who's not going with their order, which is selling weed for them.
Seen. So who they want you to sell the weed for? The police or the gang leader?
The gang leader and the police.
Gang leader and the police. Woo, nefarious activities. I thought the police was supposed to give CPR, courtesy, professionalism, and respect. I didn't know, they were involved in these alleged nefarious activities. Continue, gentlemen, continue.
And every time they came by me, I asked for a copy of their warrant. No copy. They take all my cameras from my place, my phone. The criminal
What
only
is it? You
state.
have security cameras? The security cameras you have?
They took your security cameras?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, talk.
Yeah, they carried me down in the station. They had me there whole night until the next day in the evening time. They let me go just so. Without any charges. At that time, they come to lock up me and my wife. I had 20 grams of local in a brown bag. They carry us down. When we reach in the charge room, they give me 100 grams of marijuana and they put a date on the bag. It was a clear bag. I still going to court for that just day before.
Wait. Rewind. Rewind that story. Start that particular story again. I want my listening audience to reiterate it. Start that story. They did what?
The first time when I moved into my house, that was the first time when they came. I had 20 grams of local substance in my jaw, in my boxer's jaw.
Why did you have that?
No, well, that's under the limit.
I mean, of the marijuana that is allowed in Trinidad and
Yeah,
Tobago? All right,
yeah,
find
yeah.
that out. Under 20 grams?
Under 30 grams.
Under 30 grams. And you had how
Yeah,
much?
yeah, I could have that much.
I have law enforcement officials listening.
Yeah, once
Right?
it's like
So if you
30 grams,
mm-hmm.
yeah, you could have that much.
Okay.
You can't have it like just outside. You have to have it like in your personal use now. Like you see like how I had it in my boxers, yo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the
Okay.
officer tell me how much grams is that? Well, I let him know 20 grams of the back foot because I know that is the amount it had there. So he tell me, well, all right, that is under the limit. So you could put that right on your jaw there. The search, the officers carry on the search. When they finish the search, they say, you all find anything? They say, nah. One of the officers jump up and say, we just find, he just had like 20 grams of weed there.
Hold the camera steady. It's shaking. Nice.
Yeah, he say,
good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's better. Mm-hmm.
I just had a 20 grams of weed there.
Mm-hmm.
So the senior man on the operation, BIM, that was Officer BIM that day, he came and say, lock up the both of us for we mouth. Me and my wife.
Well, I would have get locked up for my mouth, but go ahead.
Right? So I was like, what all crying my wife for? Because all I find in my boxers draw on it under the limit. If there's anybody to get locked up, let it be me. This you with my family because I have 2 daughters. Was like, nah, she mouth too hot. We going with she too per handcuff on.
No.
They called my mom for my 2 children and they put us in the van and they went with us. When we reached young to the station, they put us in the cell, they had us there for a while.
Let me ask you something. At any time while they were apprehending you, did they tell you that you were under arrest and why they were detaining you?
No, they didn't.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. After now, later that evening, I get a charge paper. My wife didn't get a charge paper. But 2 in we had to go to court.
I'm so sorry you're going through this. I'm so sorry. Anything else you want to add to your experience?
That charge, well, my wife don't have no charges, but that setup case caused her not to get you the opportunity in the prisons. Because when she went to sign up, they say how she had a charge, she couldn't sign up for it.
I'm sorry. Is that all you have to say? You have anything else to add?
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
I thank you for telling your story and being brave and standing up. We're with you. This is gonna stop. This is gonna stop. Trust me.
I'm going to
Anyone
reach out
else?
to Ms. Williams for your number, so we will be in touch.
Yeah, it's gonna stop. This can't go on. Anyone else in the room wants to come on camera and say something?
I had something else to finish say, right?
Go ahead.
Right? So after the whole ordeal and my son come and get bail, right? We went before a high court magistrate. So on Monday gone, I think that was the 25th or the 26th, my son was going to work. And he was assaulted by 2 men in front of Sandy Grande Hospital, police station, sorry. The 2 men jumped out of a car where he was standing waiting for a taxi to go to work, and they beat him. Of course, he said he fought for his life. One of them had a knife, and people who were passing by tried to stop them, right? Of course, he got away from getting stabbed. And the 2 young men walked straight into the station after beating him, sign the book because they're on bail, so they have to go and sign the register. Sign the books and walk back out. There were police in front the station stairs. None of them did anything.
It seems to me as though the roles are reversed here. These policemen that are assaulting your son, and I want someone, if anyone is listening, to chime in. When you are being detained by the police, they're supposed to tell you this and tell you that you're under arrest. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. If you come and I'm gonna ask you, why are you what is the charge? Why am I being detained? They're supposed to tell you these things. They just come and pick you up haphazardly. We taking you down to the station. You have to tell me a reason why.
Ma'am, let me tell you something. You see, Trinidad police, I wouldn't say all, but the ones that we have come across is nothing like that. They just say after God is them. And a lot of young people, since this has happened to my son, a lot of young people have been coming to me and telling me what that Lamuel Cortez have been doing to them and other officers. Now, mind you, I was fighting my own fight on social media because I saw what Lamuel Cortez did to my son, right? And I needed my voice to be heard because I am a mother. when the police supposed to protect and serve you, that's what they're getting paid to do. Instead of they protect and serve you, they advantaging you. So when my son was being beaten and kicked on the ground like a dog, I was bawling and crying, and in my mind, but how is this? Is the police were advantaging him, not the bandits? And I felt so helpless. I couldn't do nothing. All I had to do was just stand up there and bawl. I'm gonna tell you licks. Kick and batter, all in his groins, all in his head, all over his body. He even said when he was in the cell, he asked them to take him to the hospital, and they told him just now, 4 days he spent in the hospital, in the station. He said he keep asking them because in the nighttime he couldn't breathe, the throat started to swell. You feel like you're stifling. They keep telling him just now, just now, just now, and that just now turned into 4 days.
Someone said here in the chat, they will even take you from your area and put you in another area where there's war.
Yes.
You care to elaborate on that?
Yes, they does that. There was a gentleman from somewhere in Port of Spain. I heard he is that on the news or on one of them social media platform. He said they take one of the officers and them. They take him. They say like, all right, let's say Grandy war in with Port of Spain, and he live in Port of Spain. They take him from Port of Spain and they drop him in Grandy. So if the gang leaders or whoever want you on that side, they kill it, they just pass and pick him. I tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago police service, some of the officers in them, they're very lawless. And they don't care about nobody. You hear what I'm telling you? Because while my son was in the cell, right, when he went in the cell, he said he met some other fellas there. And they were introducing themselves to each other. And one of the fellas said, oh, you is the Jabari? He said, what are you coming here for? He said, well, they beat me up. And they say, I have a knife on me. I was the arrest and a knife. He said, no. He said, you were supposed to get a gun. That is what my son telling me when he come out. I said, what you mean by that? He said, Mommy, the fella said that he heard them talking since the carnival Sunday night. They were saying Jabari outside, you know. And he heard Lamuel Cortez say that we giving him a gun because the fella didn't know Jabari. When he come in there and they start introducing themselves, then he get to know he was the Jabari that the officers and them was talking about. So you see, it was a planned thing. So the fact that they take a picture of him, they were planning for him, and my instinct was right, ma'am. So when we went before the magistrate, we had virtual court. I was on the laptop with my lawyer, and he was before the court because they have a little setup thing in the station. I really heard that one of the fellow was to remain in custody because they found him with a gun. So I didn't pay nothing of it, But when the case come and it done now, and I took his bail and he came out, we started talking in the room. And he said, Mommy, you know, the same fella who tell me they was going to give me a gun. He said, Mommy, you know, them police give that fella the gun. He said, Mommy, the fella start to cry. He said, Mommy, I help him cry. Here, and I get so full, I walk out the bedroom and I start to cry. And you know, I say to myself, how much people this officer and many other officers would have done that to and get away?
That's a valid question. I also have a question, a concern and an observation. They have different turfs. This one can't go here. But I want to ask this question. They have a deed for the turf they're fighting for that you can't go on?
Well, it's
anybody have a deed for it?
I don't believe it has no turf in the back here, no.
What is it? You're born shouldn't be going in your neighborhood. You can't go over this side. And they have deed for the area that they can take and go and get a loan and open a business. What is this turf thing?
I don't understand. I really don't understand. But what I'm saying is, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, they have to investigate this matter, and especially
it needs to be. Don't worry, we're gonna get it to the right eyes and ears and hands. Some are listening right now. And Mr. Lamuel Cortez,
because
we leave it there.
What I'm trying to say, ma'am, everybody cannot lie on him, and there are a lot of people want to come out. I take for instance, Wednesday night we were supposed to we went to a town meeting in Sandy Grande, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sandy Grande Police Station town meeting. When we went there, we have a camera guy. We are custom. Well, he followed me on the TikTok and he introduced himself. That is human rights, workers' rights, human rights. I don't know.
He's in the chat here. Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, tell him I say sorry if I pronounce it wrong.
No,
Anyhow,
that's right. Mhm.
right. He was there with us. So he came to film the whole town meeting. And they stopped him. They told him it's something private. He cannot talk. He cannot film the meeting. And when we look on the table, I personally went there to see if I could speak to the commissioner or the assistant commissioner to let them know what taking place with my son, and for the other people to get on board to tell the commissioner what they are facing under the hands of some of the officers in the task force unit. When we got there was an acting commissioner from Tobago, and everybody else was from Sandy Grande. So the same people who've been oppressing us is the same people we're going to complain to. That made
Oh
it
dear. That don't make no sense.
right. So when I saw that from the earlies, I've been looking, I said, but where's the commissioner? Because it's she I want to talk to. It's she what I want to watch this woman in her eyes and tell her what it is I see Lamuel Cortez did to my son. You understand me?
So at the before you leave, I'm going to let you say that what to Earl Christopher, and we'll snip the video and get it to her. But go ahead.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And to my surprise, none of them were there. When we look in the meeting now, we decide, well, all right, this is not the platform for us. This is not the platform for us. We want to speak to the commissioner of police or the assistant commissioner, even said she couldn't make it. And we were unfortunate to even see their shadows. So, because I even walked with a letter to give to her. It's a pre-action letter, I believe. You understand? Explaining to her what is my situation and that we would need protection, because I believe we need protection from the police, from some of the officers in San Granny Police Station. You understand? So
you said you had an encounter with the Professional Standards Bureau.
Yes, I went to them.
Mm-hmm.
They took my son's statement. They took my statement, and they never contacted us to say, well, all right, we're going to do an investigation. All they said was, this is a procedure.
No, paid him another visit.
Well, when he was assaulted on Monday morning, I went back to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sent me back to the same station again.
Oh dear. Gary, what can we do?
Ma'am,
this is Gary Mahabir.
You work in Port of Spain, right?
Yes, I do.
So you have easy access to police headquarters, right? You should be able to go walk in there and tell me you want to see someone.
So you can't just go and see the commissioner like that. You have to make a...
Yeah, but you could stop by and make a complaint. I'm going to try and make an arrangement for you to see somebody. I'm going to get your number from Diana, and we're going to talk off here. But, I want you to say publicly here anything else you have to say. Feel free to state it, and so that we have that documented. And, I will reach out to you to get statements from you and everybody else down there.
Right? So the thing is this, right? As I told the other let me tell you this one.
Mm-hmm.
So we called when I started going around and I saying getting no help. So I called a guy that I know does do stories. He worked with CNC3. He came to the village where we were living to do the story, right? And everybody, a few of the young men came out. And let me tell you something,
Mm-hmm.
I tell my story. My son came out and tell his story, the actual story. Of course, it took a lot out of him because he's not a camera person. So I am his voice. And then when I heard all these other young men come out and talk, including this gentleman here and others that are afraid now because they see what happened to my son in front of the station and nothing happened. If you see the pain on them young fellas' face, listen to me, something is wrong. Something has to be addressed with those officers, because everybody from different street, different neighborhood can't lie on this one officer and some of the other officers in the task force unit. Everybody can't lie. Something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
When we were expecting that the CN3 news would have aired the whole story, they cut it up.
No, we ain't cutting up nothing here. You say what you got to say. Is there anyone else that wants to come on camera, say anything?
There's a young lady here.
Let her come
Today or
on.
any other day, we will do it also. Go ahead.
Yeah, come. How are you?
I am
Uh,
fine.
sit properly. We are on camera, all right? Good. Okay. Right. Beautiful young lady. What's your name?
Harry Allen.
Okay, good. Tell me what's going on with you, ma'am.
Well, I am also a resident of Notice and Settlement.
Mm-hmm.
And during the time in Notice and Settlement, I'm one of the persons who have experienced constant harassment from Lemuel Cortez
In
and
what type of harassment?
threatening to kill. He said anyway, he will see me, he will lock me up. He will also
Wait. Give me an instance where he did this. What were you doing, and he came up to you and go ahead, make that threat. What were you doing before your encounter with Mr. Cortez?
so there were a couple of times when I was driving my vehicle, and
Mm-hmm.
as soon as he spot the vehicle, he would sometimes he swerve into in front of the vehicle or pass, and he would say anyway I see you, I will lock you up or I will kill you, and he was
You have that on camera or audio or anything? You can't. You don't have that.
huh?
You have
No,
it on
her
audio
statement is
or
good, but
camera?
if she can get it, next time, if you could have your phone, if you have like a
Have your phone ready when you
mounted,
see him. He may
mounted on
not.
the.
He may not come to you now because people are gonna tell him you're all talking. But just in case, hold your
Yeah,
phone on your camera and capture him in audio or something saying what he got to say. Then Earl Christopher must engage with you. But go ahead.
yeah. Go ahead and make your statement, young lady.
Go ahead.
And so and I would have made a complaint to the police complaints authority because it became very overbearing that he constantly threatening my life and threatening to lock me up and stuff like that. And I believe, as in the community, and the focus should be on keeping the residents safe,
See.
employment for the young people and stuff like that, not to be terrorizing people and threatening them constantly. And I find that I would like for the commissioner of police to look into this matter and to really do something about it, and we want to see change because you have this officer, he constantly terrorizing us, and then as poor people in the community, people they stereotyping us and labeling some of the young people and calling and saying that they are in gang and stuff like that. And
Are you in a gang?
ma'am,
Were you ever in a gang?
no,
Okay. Are you employed?
yes, ma'am,
What do you do?
I am a clerk.
Very good. So you have kids?
Yes,
So
two kids.
you don't want your children to be in no gang and see
I want
gang
to
activity.
and get big
Mm-hmm.
and grow old and stuff like that. And I want to be
Okay.
around for my children.
I'm so sorry you're going through this. So Mr. Lemuel Cortez seems to be the hemorrhoid. That's why I'm gonna label him a hemorrhoid in people's in this district here.
Yes, and
You Lemuel Cortez. Go ahead.
he's one of the rogue elements in the police service in Sangre Grande, and I think that I would like for the commissioner and they to do something about it, to step in and to assist the residents to provide the security and stuff that they need as stated in the goals and objectives and so forth in the police service, because they cannot have the police saying that they are there to protect and serve, and then you have this young man threatening to kill persons and stuff like that,
Put something on them.
and setting up people. And sometimes you giving people case, and then most of the youth are destroying their lives and stuff because they are not able to go out. They are seeking employment because they have a bad record and stuff like that. And
Oppression.
someone who grew up in the community here, you would think that he will be more supportive and do things that will help the community to grow and build and stuff like that. And instead, he is destroying the lives of the young people in the same area where he grew up.
So he grew up in the area. Oh, okay.
Yes.
And then that he's using his position of power now to exert oppression on
And
you
I
people.
was driving the police vehicle, and I standing up in front of our home, and I saw him. He pulled the vehicle. My brother was walking, coming home, I just a few houses away, and he's swerved the vehicle to bounce down my brother. It's a good thing it have a drain there where he could have jump across the drain, or else it have knock him down.
Go
And
ahead,
we
ma'am.
my brother, we reported the matter to the police complaint authority, and they said that they would look into it. But you know
And
what?
how long ago was this complaint made?
This was last year.
Last year?
They said
Okay.
that they assigned an investigating officer to on it and give them a little time and stuff like that.
Not good. Anything else you want to add, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I thank you for coming in and sharing your story. We will be in touch with you and through Candice. So you
Yes.
can put Candice back. Anyone else wants to come on and say anything else?
We would have attended, some of the residents in the community attended the Sangani police station crime talk. And when we attended the talk, some other gentlemen from the area, they came and they were threatening us and stuff like that. And when we decided to leave, we in the walkway, they passed and they bounced one of the fellas, and they could using obscene language and cursing and stuff. The police didn't tell them anything. I don't know if they maybe didn't hear them or anything like that. And then we came home. We saw some of the young men in a car driving.
Mm-hmm.
Police car was behind them, and they slowed down in front of the home where we sat down in the gallery, and they were cursing and saying a lot, saying
Oh, yeah, I really saw that.
saying some bad things I wouldn't say here, but you know we have it on video.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. You want that? You can send that to me.
Police car was officers, and they look as though they were escorting the young men driving around the neighborhood. And I informed some other residents who live a few streets away, and they said that they saw the police vehicle passing with the young man as though they were driving around together. So I don't know. I cannot understand why the police are encouraging this kind of behavior from these people.
Let
And
me ask you a question. Is Samuel, what's his name? Lamuel Cortez. Is he the only person causing you pain and strife in your community? Or are there others allegedly causing you pain and strife in your community?
well, there are others who are also causing a lot of strife and pain in our community, which would be his superior in the police station, right? And well, most of them who used to work on the same shift with them and stuff, they would have been suspended and they no longer work. So at least, all right, at this point in time, we could say we don't have as much of them terrorizing us because they are out of a job right now. But since then, those Abacha police officers would have they are currently on suspension. But it's like he get worse.
Okay. So there is documented evidence of the accusations you guys are making, and persons were suspended because of this alleged behavior.
Yeah.
But that
They were not suspended because of this behavior, because of
something else.
which was not lawful, and they were charged and stuff like that.
There's some kind of ongoing investigation with other activities done. But I want to invite you guys out. There is an anti-crime meeting with Mrs. Bisesa at the Swaha Hindu College. You know what that is?
Yeah, attending that.
Yes, we will attend and we will go on as many platforms as we can to highlight because we'd like to someone to address it.
So Gary, make it that Candice and her group can have a conversation with Mrs. Bisesa one-on-one.
So I want to encourage you guys to come out there and try to get in the line of conversation. As stating what's going on with you, so you can let them know there will be people there to meet with you.
Yep, we're gonna arrange to have people meet with you. I'm so sorry you guys are being oppressed like this, and people are using the law, and causing you heartache, But I can't imagine myself. I'm going about my daily business, and a police officer just come and snatch me and take me. And you ain't tell me I'm under arrest or you're detaining me and what for, and you carry, I will say you're kidnapping me, and I gonna fight back, uniform or not. You're kidnapping me. That's kidnap. But anyway, anybody else has anything they want to add?
No, ma'am. The other guy, he couldn't make it off. He couldn't make it off from work.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. But
Yeah.
we have you.
We
Any?
will make another arrangement. We'll make another arrangement with you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the lady who her son, where the police came into her home, and her son lost his life. She wanted to be here too, but she on work, right?
So we can arrange another show for that.
Right? And let me tell you, ladies, my mind right now is so tired and I'm so frustrated. I don't sleep well at night because it's taking effect on me, right? Because you have to be afraid, because these officers and them all are saying you're in a gang, and they will come kick down your door, put marijuana in your house, put guns in your house, and lock you up. And who is to prove your innocence?
Well, let them try it now after this broadcast.
Right? Look, on a morning, I just have to, right now I'm in the process of going to get cameras and, finish secure my place. I just had to get up on a morning and make sure and drop my son on the taxi stand for him to get a taxi to go to work. And mind you, that's in front of the station. So if they could beat him up and almost stab him in front of the station, what is to stop them from coming in front of the station and shooting him? And the police, there's cameras in San Grande, from end to end. You can't tell me something like that happened, because since this whole thing happened with Lamuel Cortez, my son never had a bacchanal with nobody. The two fellas that jump him, he said he knows them. He and them never had nothing, and just so he's public enemy number one. Right? What so hard in them to rewind those cameras? Because let me tell you, that San Grande cameras is efficient. You hear what I'm telling you? To rewind back them cameras, to find out, to identify who is these two men, and put them so that my son could point them out, because the camera is visible enough. And up to now, nobody ain't make an attempt to say, well, who is these two men? Let me apprehend them and bring them in to find out who sent all they to do that. Up to now, I went and speak to the inspector when I came back from Standard Bureau on Monday morning when they tried to stab him up. I spoke to Inspector Soukdale. The Inspector Soukdale looked at me like if he was clueless. He listened to what I had to say, Then he took me downstairs to the station and assigned 2 officers to accompany us to the hospital. And within an hour and a half, they left us there and go on about the business. You understand me?
Understand.
And
Yeah,
when
go ahead.
When I calling them back now, because I saw the gentleman and them pass up the road, but then because the 2 little fellas, they know me, and they pass back down. One of them show me a gun. You understand? So I end up calling the same guy who with the human rights guy, and I told him what is happening. He tried to assist me by calling 999. And when 999 called them, I got a phone call saying, one of the officers called me and he told me, everything all right? Well, if anything happen, you will just call me back and we will come. Or they might send a patrol. Let me tell you something. I don't know what it is going on, but right now I'm afraid for my life and my son's life. And it's like the San Grande police officers and them, they're not watching it as something of concern because it's not their family. It is not their family. Imagine that in front of the station and there were officers standing in front of the station. Where's the camera footage? Even the day when they beat him in Sandy Grande, when the officers put on their statement that they showed them, they walk up to him, he had something on him, they show him, they presented the IDs, and that was not truth. And they even said that my son resisted arrest. My son didn't have a chance to resist arrest because it was licks on sight. You know what it is to get a battle in your throat?
No.
Yeah.
And anybody hit that my throat, I fighting back. That's who I am. But any closing words? If you had to talk directly to Earl Christopher Fitzgerald Hines, Dr. Rowley, those are the people that are supposed to keep you safe. What would you say to these individuals?
I would ask Miss Ulla Christopher to put herself in my shoes. Because I am sure she would have children. And to see the officers who are supposed to protect and serve advantage in your child, beating him like a dog on the ground, and there's nothing you could have do to save him. How would she have felt? If I did not see what Lamuel Cortez did to my son, I wouldn't be here. I see him. And for the longest while, I'm trying to reach out to her, begging she on social media just to hear me out and just deal with the matter. Mama asking you, please, hear me out, deal with the matter, come in and investigate. Don't take Grandy Police to investigate Grandy Police. Bring police some tongue who have no affiliation with Grandy Police and do a thorough investigation. And upon investigation, the truth will come out. Ask for the footage on Juve morning if they ain't deleted it yet. If you don't want to take my word for it, because you might say, I am the mother, I might take for my son. The truth shall always prevail. All you have the footage at that morning, that said morning when he was being beaten on the ground like a dog. Just look at the footage, Miss Ulla Christopher, please. Just give me that. I'm human too, you know, and I'm a mother. I haven't slept in days. You see, from the time 6 o'clock, I am worried. I don't sleep. Because it's like they could come in your house and kick down your door. You see the same thing that happened on Road 3 with our woman's son? It's a nightmare that playing in my mind. I wouldn't go away because I keep telling myself it could happen by me because here what's going on. I come out and I raise a answer. I start telling people what I see Lamuel Cortez did to my son, and other people start to come out and say what he did to them. So they targeted me and my son for talking. But it is not easy as a mother to see people beating your child like a dog on the road and digest that. You see the way how that child look at me when they take him up from off the ground, that has haunt me. Because the look he gave me is like, Mommy, what do? Mommy, you see what they're doing, man? I couldn't help him. I couldn't help him. And this officer still working and terrorizing people train. And he's just an SRP. So none of these heads can turn their heads and realize here what's going on. Not everybody could be lying on this officer. Not everybody. It's hard. Let me tell you something, eh? It's hard. It is hard. Now, I might fight them on social media, go to the commissioner, get turned down, go here, go there, go all over. But as some young men, I'm not inciting violence, eh? You know, they wouldn't take that. They might go and make the jail and come back out and cause harm to them and their family. So when the officers and them feeling them is pips or they do things as games, them endangering people and they endangering themselves and their family.
But we don't want to go down that road. We want to deal with it the right way. If he's a hemorrhoid, get him from there.
I understand what you say.
Yeah, I understand what she's saying. Revamp the whole area. Earl Christopher need to go up in there. Who is your representative for the area? Did you go to them?
Who's the area representative?
Guy.
Who's that? The MP? You talking about the MP?
I've never seen him in my life, no? No, I saw him once.
Who's that?
What's his
David, I think his name is Mr. Guy. But when we would have gone to the crime talk, we spoke to the chairman of the Sangani Regional Corporation and also Councillor Calvin Sichan. And they assured us that, you know, they would continue to liaise with the residents and speak with them and stuff, and they should give us the support. And we assured them that we would come to the crime talk and speak on the platform to highlight the issues and stuff in the area.
You're getting a real crime platform coming there Monday.
Is Monday coming?
You got the real crime platform
coming on Monday
morning.
A
genuine one coming there Monday evening.
Just to, make sure we safe and everything like that. So far, yeah.
But they didn't call me.
So I didn't get them a number.
Okay.
Right. So they did call and stuff, and I thanked them for that. And we will attend the crime watch on the crime talk on Monday coming.
Who called you?
The chairman of this regional corporation.
What's his name?
She can't remember.
His name
is for Sandy Grande, Mr. Hussein you're talking about?
Yes, Nasa Hussein, yes, he's the vice.
Yes. Okay. All right.
And the chairman himself.
Okay.
Candace, let me see Candace. I am going to put you in touch with a very nice young lady in Tobago. Her name is Miss Billy. She has assisted many of my friends and people who needed that voice, that person to talk to who are in distress. She's very good at that. So whenever you feel that mania coming on, that worry, you're not sleeping, you're tired and stressed, you can call Miss Billy, arrange to a meeting virtually, on the phone, and she will talk to you and you talk out your feelings, and she will help you with some tools to deal with the anxiety that you're experiencing. Because I saw it, when a mother hold her hand and put her hand on her head, that's pain, that's
And
bellyache.
I
I'm
want to,
not a mother, but I've seen it in many mothers.
want to be,
In closing, anything else you'd like to add?
I would like
Before you close, Diana, I've seen very genuine, honest, hardworking people, and I admire this lady very much
Yes.
here. That I don't think she will tolerate any kind of stupidness with her children. She looks very
Yeah,
straightforward.
she looked like she looked like
And
she,
it's the kind of Trinidadians I'm used to,
no
and
nonsense. Yeah.
it's good to
Hmm.
see some good people like you still out there. I'm sure there are
Hmm.
many, and we intend to assist you with any which way we can.
let
But
me
I tell you, she have restraint because Gary, I couldn't see my child getting beat on the ground. All of we was in tango. I just who Diana is.
he hold me back, literally hold me back. I couldn't
Uh,
get his
um,
wanted he wanted him to get a cut tail.
wait, who was somebody was holding you back?
He was holding me back, pushing me off.
Lemuel was pushing you off?
Yeah, Lamuel was pushing me off while my son.
Um,
Yeah.
but anyway,
But I would
I go ahead.
before no, my son, he's a very shy guy and he don't talk much. And I know he would need some sort of counseling,
You
somebody to,
can. I will speak to her. Yeah.
because he have a lot, because this is not his first encounter with the police.
Mm-hmm.
This is his second encounters in a couple of years ago. The first time, I could tell all that at a different time, right? And the both officers are friends, eh? Lamuel Cortez and what's his name? Akim Blake are friends. You understand? And the incident that went back way back then, wasn't as bad as this one, but he got some blows and the officer cocked his gun to shoot him. And I don't understand. I don't understand. I try my best to understand. It's like they're playing Passover. And they're affecting people's lives because I just want to be comfortable and live a normal life, go to work, come home to my family, my son working, help himself. And it's like,
I know.
it's hard, it's hard. It's like,
Yeah.
who will protect us? We need the police to protect us, We're not fighting a war against the police,
Mhm.
We cannot fight them. We have no intentions to fight them. But when these officers doing all this mischief to people's children, all they doing with children, what happening to this society? Eh?
You know what is the most powerful psalm in the Bible?
91, 27, 35, 109.
Invoke all of that every day, especially that Psalm 91. You say that every day. Say it every day. That's gonna help you.
Yeah, but
But
I've been praying because let me tell you, I don't want to overtalk the show.
no, go ahead.
Before this whole incident happened and the camera taken out where they was taking this picture, I went to the station to do something. And I saw about 7 or 8 young men came in the station to sign the same copybook thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't know what is the meaning of copybook signing. I'd say, well, the station giving lessons. I said, well, if the station giving lessons, that's good. So I asked the officer, I said, what them coming with copybook? They said, no, they're signing their own bill. And about 7 or 8 of them, and about 6 of them, when the officer asked them what they came in for, guns and ammunition, guns and ammunition, guns and ammunition. Hear me out, eh? And when they reached about the 6th or the 7th one, another officer came to sign the copybook. And hear what the officer say. What I give you? I said, officer, why ask him that? He said, well, you know what's going on here, what? What I give you? The little fella, he could be nothing more about 15, 16 years. guns and ammunition, sir. And here now, my belly boil, and I turn and I say to myself, right there in the charge, I say, Father God, I pray that I don't ever have to go through this. Because how all these children coming in with guns and ammunition, and the officer could ask them that. It's because the officer know exactly what's going on, but it come like a normality for them. And I ask God, I say, Father God, don't let that ever happen to my son. And it's when my son get locked up and he started talking to the fellas in the prison.
I have a question. What are they charging them for guns and ammunition, or are they giving them guns and ammunition?
Well, it's I remember it is alleged. I didn't see what happened, but even the young man who was supposed to be here, they give he guns and ammunition.
And I want you to, while you're talking about the young man who was supposed to be here, you explained to me that if he come and he's out too late, he's afraid that he will get. Go ahead.
He by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, everybody just get inside. They don't be on the streets. You know, say young fellas, long time you go line by in front of your house, or you go line by Miss B parlor and drink a little soft drink, or you drink a little beer because you're teens. It ain't had that again. From the time the police see you, they pick you up and they go with you, and you can end up in the station with drugs and marijuana. It had a little East Indian guy. He and all wanted to be here to tell his story. He said he was just lineman, normal, and they beat him. He was underage at the time. They beat him. When they realized it, and they came in the hospital, they realized he was underage. They take him back and they leave him in the cell. And they give him 100 grams of marijuana. That's what the young man told me. I'm sorry he couldn't be here. And some of them frightened too. No, I'm being honest, I frightened too, but somebody had to tell the story. That is why I'm asking Allah to give me protection. Protect me, my son. Because by me coming out and talking about what I see Lamiel Cortez did to my son and bringing him forward to say what it is Lamiel Cortez did to him, we becomes a target. Because look at what happened in front of the station, and nobody had taken me on at all. They're just moving like normal.
I'm sorry to hear. Gary, you have any comments to the young
Yeah,
lady?
Miss Williams, I'm going to be in touch with you. I'm going to get your number from Diana, and we'll keep in touch and try. We're going to try to do our best to assist you.
And believe you me, lots of people are listening. And we ain't frightened to bring the issues and call names. I will call here hemorrhoid, Lemuel Cortez. You know what a hemorrhoid is? An uncomfortable thing in a human being. That's what you are. Lemuel Cortez is a hemorrhoid. But go ahead.
It's like, Commissioner, like she not hearing, like this woman, where is she? I need this woman to hear me and help me. I wouldn't be here making up stories if I didn't see and have other people who saw what he did.
Can you do us a favor? Collect as much statement. Let them hand it to you, put either writing or video file. Collect as much statement as possible
and
for
get
me,
them to me,
please. Yeah, we need the physical evidence, because it can't be here. Say I'm making this up kind of thing. So
we don't believe you're making up anything, but the more evidence you have, written, audio clip,
we're gonna compile it. Let's compile it.
Video clip.
We have people who saw and willing to comfort, but you see the camera, the footage, from end to end, from the Grandy station quite down to the end of the Eastern Main Road. All I want for them is to pull that footage if they ain't done delete it yet.
Okay.
That footage could tie the bow on top of the present, and everything will come out in the open.
I want to say to you, Candice, that strong people stand up for themselves, but stronger people stand up for others. Okay? Thank you for coming in and telling your story, the young man and the young lady there. Please keep in touch with me. Anytime you have an issue and you have evidence and proof of it, you get it to me and we'll get it dispensed to the right authorities. I believe after this broadcast, things will be better. Things will start to get better because you can't go on this way. We can't go on this way.
Everybody, listen to me. I just sorry that all them young fellas that was there when the man from CNC3 waste our time and have us believing that everything would be air for the whole world to hear, and he cut it up. I wish you or Mr. The guy from Human Rights was there to view that. Otherwise, we might have already gotten justice or swift action, because he cut up the whole story. And in that town meeting, they just wanted to muzzle that and everything stay right there, Again, I tell you this. I'm not saying all police bad. It have good officers in Sandy Grande Station, you know.
Agreed. All
Right?
everywhere. Mhm.
But you see that task force unit like the Lamuel Cortez and the other names, because I can't remember all the names that these people have been calling, because other people would have had, you know, other instances with some of the other officers. Let me tell you something. How one of the officers that was there that beat my son, when he saw me the Wednesday after Carnival in KFC, that man couldn't even watch me in my eye. He sat down in KFC and the whole, let me tell you something, these fellas and them know what they're doing, you know, but they see they never get catch for it. They never get penalized for it. So it becomes a norm. But
Time longer than twine.
how
And
could
I
you?
always used to hear saying, day does run until night catch you.
But my thing is this, ma'am. How could you swear on the Holy Ghost Bible and send a man to jail for something he never did or he never had on him? And you could go home in your bed comfortable at night and hug up your family, nurture your family. Guys,
Conscience.
some of them
Conscienceless. No
go have,
conscience.
and you know
Corrupt.
what I watched.
Corrupted individual.
What I watched with Lionel Cortez, the day when he locked up my son and I was outside the station crying and I trying to talk to the officers and tell them what. He sat down on the stairs in front of the charge room because there's some stairs to go up to the charge room. And that man watched me and he laughed and sending kiss to me, you know. Knowing what he did to the child, you know. But I still say child because he's a 19-year-old and he's a childish 19-year-old. He's not, you know, them bright 19-year-old. That man watched me. That man is as cold as the dead in the morgue.
Yeah, hemorrhoid. Right.
You hear what I'm telling you? That man, you know, it was so mind-blowing to me that I had to shake my head, and I know I wasn't drunk because I wasn't drinking. I don't smoke marijuana. I was sober that morning, and that incident, I was feeling like if I was high because I keep asking myself, that is what just happened there? That what just happened there? And when I come out of that outer body experience and I reach back, I said, but wait, like that was going with my son in front, me boy. And there was nothing I could have done to help him, you know. And none of the seniors, none of them in the station wanted to hear me, you know. It's when I sat down and I made that video and I sent it out there. I didn't even know about TikTok good. And somebody tell me about TikTok and I post it up. This Saturday, the senior superintendent would have sent some officers in front of my door to take a statement from me because of the alleged video I put up on TikTok. But why he didn't come and talk to me the day before it happened? All I wanted was to just talk to them, get a hearing, find out what's going on. If there's something that I don't know about, inform me so I could work together with them to deal with this situation. Why did, you know, it's like, and after all of this, then all they coming. Then all they coming. So what if they hit him a bad blow on the ground and kill him? What they was going to tell me?
Well, Candice, we will be in touch. I thank you for coming in and truthfully and honestly and openly, you know, telling us your story. I will put you in touch with Miss Billy in Tobago. I will alert her that you'll be calling, and your little son. Let him speak with her. Because you have to get it all out of you, you know. Gary, anything else you want to say to her?
Yeah, I
before
just
we-
want to reiterate to document everything as possible. Whether you have to shoot me a video file, a voice note, but get everyone to collect statements. Everybody has smartphones. Something going on, pull out your phone and copy it as much as you can. And sometimes it has been such a trauma you don't really realize what to do. Things happen so suddenly. But I want to encourage everyone to document as much as you can, and I will do my best to assist you.
I couldn't even bother to take out my phone to videotape nothing. All I could do was just stand up there.
I understand because it's a traumatic situation. I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe somebody are wrong. You could, but we will be in touch, and nobody will be deleting this video statement of yours here. It will be on the web. Anybody can pull it up. And in fact, I have a few reporters looking at it right now. And I will contact the Minister of National Security on your behalf. So
Good.
I'm going to get your number from Diana. All right.
Okay. Candice, I will be in touch with you as far as Miss Billy go and your young son. And sometimes I would talk to him one-on-one also, if you allow me to. Let him know all is not lost.
Yeah.
All is not lost.
Help
I
him to.
thank you for coming in. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Welcome.
bye.
Gary, there you have it.
There's a lot going on in our country, or people just don't have a way. I mean, our media is never really, covering these things as it should. But we're gonna do our thing from this end, and we're gonna put the pressure on them.
Some of the old, and I'm going to some comments in the chat here. God's blessing. Some older people like to condemn some of the youth when they also had a past. But right is right and wrong is wrong. These police goes around abusing their power and beating these men. Eventually, some of these youths will turn. It's not right to be getting advantage. Someone who's getting belly might end up being a bully. Fazia Khan is surprised. What? I know someone's son who murdered, and the son had a brand new phone. Police took it and said they unlocked the phone to go through it and would call his mother to get it back. Uh, Anthony Jeffrey, are these officers that are suspended the same ones that was involved in extortion and Grandy? Woo! Deep. This is deep.
Yeah. There's an ongoing
There's an ongoing investigation.
Yeah.
Numerous times she visited the station and always check back. Check now is 3 years. She has not get back. One officer said on the case here anymore. Fazia, a national shame. I agreed. Heartbreaking. Yes, Psalm 91, powerful Psalm, helps me out when I get lost and when I was lost as a child. Martin Felix, thank you for joining. This is madness, that man still working. Good night, Miss George. Thank you for chiming in. God's blessing. Richard Khan, born Trini, living in the United States. We don't use drugs. I think he said he was under the limit that they're allowed by law in the house. You shouldn't use drugs, but we can't legislate people's thoughts and actions. Ms. Jack, for your support. I thank all of you for your support. Before I go out, I just want to say, when you stand up for what is right, you have to stand up for what is right, even if it means standing alone. And it takes nothing to join the crowd, it takes everything to stand alone. Any closing comments from you, Gary?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate to our people that they're not alone, that we will stand with them and we will drag the international diaspora into this conversation. And we will keep up the fight together. They have a voice here, and I want to encourage them to contact us. So with that, I will say good night. Thank everyone for joining us.
Before I leave, I want to say thank you for your support. Please subscribe and share so that when the broadcast comes up, you will get the notification. I'm learning to have the systems connect and talk to each other. So bear with me. As a senior citizen, I just forget things. So I'm going to play a selection by Penguin, which I feel describes the way Candace and the people that are under siege from this Mr. Cortez, the hemorrhoid.
Yeah, Diana, don't forget to send me her number, right? And then I'll reach out.
Definitely. Okay, we can go out with Penguin, living in jail.
While for you and me Watch the houses you have to build. Burglar-proof iron doors and people. And a high concrete wall still. You're not in a mess. You have to eat less. And it's not that the times are so hard, but you have to spend to feed about 10. Doberman that guard in the yard. Living in jail. Living in jail. Look, even the old and frail beg mercy to no avail. It's a sad, sad tale. Through TV and videotape, they take and before escape, they look into rape. Living in jail. Living in jail.
I want to say, never be afraid to raise your voice for honesty and truth. Here on the Oasis, we aim to conquer the wicked by goodness, conquer the stingy with generosity, and conquer lies with truth. I want to thank you, my guests, for dropping in. I wish you peace, love, and togetherness. Auf Wiedersehen till we meet again, beloved people. Stay safe.